Hello students and welcome back. This is part 2 of the Photoshop demonstration. I have right in here, I finished up and I made my background transparent so I can no longer see the green screen. What I want to do next now is I want to take this image of my student and I want to combine this image with my vacation destination. So what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to use this tool and I'm going to make this half of a window, and I want to drag my other window up in here so I see my two windows together at the same time. What I'm going to do next is I'm simply going to place this image into my Photoshop image. So I'm going to take this picture of the bear and I'm going to click, drag, and hold down, and now it's placed in here. I'm going to maximize this photo. And I'm going to click in here and it is going to say, do you want to place this file image of the bear? And I'm going to click place. Now we see right now that the image of the bear is placed over the picture of the student, and the image of the bear is a little bit smaller than the picture of the student. What I need to do is I need to resize this and I need to reduce the size of my green screen image. So we see right in here that there's two layers being used. There's two layers. I'm going to click the layer of my green screen, and that is selected. And now I'm going to reduce the size of my image. So I'm going to click on the selection tool, which it already is, and I'm going to hold down my shift key. And when I hold down my shift key, I can reduce the size of my image of my student, and it will not become blurred out or distracted. So looks like I'm reducing my image. I'm gonna leave it over here. It looks like this is a good size, so I'm going to click OK, apply transformation, and we see now that this transformation has been applied. However, my canvas is still way too big, so I'm going to reduce the size of my canvas. So I'm going to crop this down, crop it down. And I'm going to click this check mark to OK it. And now we see my canvas is reduced size. However, I want to zoom in. So remember to hit Control plus to zoom in. And now I'm going to click back on my layer of the student. And looks like I need to reduce the size even more. So I'm going to hold down my shift key. And I'm reducing the size of my student. I think this is a good size. The bear's going to be bigger than the student. So when I reduce the size of this image, I am going to move my layer onto the layer of the bear. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click my layer, and I'm going to click, hold down, and I'm going to drag it on to this layer. First, I got to click OK first. So once I hit OK, I'm going to drag this layer onto my image of the bear. So we see now that the student is now on the image of the bear. I'm going to use my crop tool even more, and I'm going to crop this image down. And I want to make sure that it's not transparent at all, so I can really see my image and I actually know what my image is about. So I've placed it in here. However, there are some tools that I would like for you to use that really make this a real life image. Now, number one would be using the opacity tool. And the opacity tool is located right in here. Remember, I have my two different layers. I still have my layer selected of my student, and I'm going to make this my opacity, and I'm going to change it down to like 50%. The opacity is now down a little bit, and I'm going to now use my eraser tool, and I'm going to erase like a little bit of the student foot just to make it seem like he's a little bit more into the green screen, and he's more into the wilderness, as I would say. So I'm going to change that back up to 100%. So it looks like his feet are now covered by the grass. He looks into the wilderness. He's right next to the bear. So please use that eraser tool. That is one tool to use. Another tool I would like to use is my image tool. And up in here by image, there's adjustments. And I can see my image color balance. And in my image adjustments color balance, I can change around the size of my image of the student, and I can look at my shadow. So if I want to change around my shadow, let's have them do that. You can now see that the image is changing colors. I can deal with brightness. There's a lot of different adjustments you can use. I'm not going to go over each one, but color balance is a good one. Having different brightness levels, adding different shadow effects. Really take a look at this and see which one would look best for your image. Each individual image is different, so please check out which one would best fit your image. So in here, I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna keep it like this for this example. Now, just to make sure that I'm making progress, I would like to do a file, save as, and you are going to be saving this as a Photoshop image. So continue saving it as a Photoshop image until you're ready to place this on the web. So I'm going to save this mine as a Photoshop image. Click OK, and that is the end of part 2.